Okay, good evening, YouTube. It's Kev from the Kev Baker Show here. And check this picture out. This comes from Zimbabwe, and it was over Mukuba Mall in Kitwe. And what you're looking at here is some kind of giant apparition in the clouds that is said to be around 100 metres long, or that equates to 330 feet. Now, that's a very interesting number, to say the least. But when people seen this, you can imagine that there was panic. People didn't know if this was some kind of humanoid, some kind of apparition in the sky. Some people even were reportedly saying that they felt this was some kind of manifestation of God. And this has been in a number of mainstream art publications now. Daily Mail here, they're covering it. And if we scroll down here, it says the dense black shape looked like it was made from a different material from the clouds. And you can actually see it in there as well. There's another image of it. If I actually zoom that in there. I mean, this looks like some kind of creature, some thing, entity in the sky. Now, obviously, I'm open to the fact that we could be looking at some kind of CGI fakery here, but it's very, very reminiscent of something called the Dementor in the Harry Potter movies. Now, I've never watched Harry Potter, but the comparison was made in some of the media publications that are covering this story. And as you can see here, I mean, it's not identical, but I tell you what, imagine seeing that in the sky. So this happened in Zimbabwe, and you have to wonder what is going on here. Was this some kind of otherworldly apparition? And if aliens show up, you mean, do they have to come in a big shiny ship? They're going to be alien, right? It's going to be something we don't expect. We can't even comprehend. And this would fit the bill. But at the same time, we've got to think about all of this logically. And although probably my head is saying that it's some kind of fakery, something going on here, there's also another possibility that we have to throw out there. And that is, of course, that it could be some kind of test for something called Project Bluebeam. Now, we often talk about a new world order, and with that one world government that they crave comes a new world religion. So you have to destroy everyone's ideas and belief systems, right? So what they thought about doing was having something called Project Bluebeam. And if we go to this here, it says the infamous NASA Bluebeam project has 4 different steps in order to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist at its head. I'll tell you something, as long as it's not something looking like that thing we were looking at a minute ago, I don't mind. Wow, look at that thing. If we go back here, it says that we must remember that the new age religion is the very foundation for the new world government, without which religion the dictatorship of the world or the new world order is completely impossible. So it says here the first step would be concerning the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge. Now it says it deals with the setup with artificially created earthquakes at certain precise locations on the planet where supposedly new discoveries will explain to all people the error of all fundamental religious doctrines. Well, let's pause there, because there's been a lot of news about the South Pole, Antarctica, just lately, in the past few months. Could it be that we're getting ready to see step 1, the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge? And then look at this, stage 2. Now, this is where I think it ties in perfectly with what we're looking at here. I'm not saying this is definitely Bluebeam, but think about how this would play out. And it says it involves a gigantic space show with 3-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projection of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to the predominating regional, national, religious faith. This new God's voice will be speaking in all languages, and in order to understand that, we must study various secret services research done over the past 25 years. Now, this new Antichrist that's going to be coming in is somebody we've covered before with Eric Tradcat Knight over on the Kev Baker show, and it's somebody called the Maitreya, okay? It's somebody that you really need to be keeping your eyes and ears open for. Because it doesn't matter if you believe in any of this stuff. It really doesn't. What you have to do is step back and realise and appreciate and really get your head around the fact that the elites that are running this world, they live by this madness, okay? So like I say, it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, a Jew, an atheist, a Wookiee, a tree lover, doesn't matter. This mob are satanic, they're Luciferian, and they're evil. And even though you don't understand or believe what they're doing, they certainly do. But just one last look at this bad boy floating about in the sky over Zambia. And it said that people here were running about in fear, thinking it was some godly apparition. Now do you see why I think it could be, not definitely, but could be, some kind of test for a blue beam technology? That's exactly the reaction they would want worldwide. And I tell you what, if I seen that in the sky, you'd soon have me running, I tell you that. So then, later YouTube, you can let me know what you think in the description below. I certainly don't know. It's a weird one. I hope it doesn't come to a town near me anytime soon. Catch you later.